Right where you are, you're sitting in an electrical matrix of energy beyond belief, or most human conception. You'd be surprised to know how much knowledge and communication can be carried on its waves.
All right, here we are for another edition of, what's it called, Reagan?
Making sense navigating digital and print marketing.
Yeah,
At this point, you know.
I should know, but it just seems, I don't know. I get, that's one of the bad things, Mike. I think something's funny, and I just do it way past when it's not funny. My wife tells me that. But anyway, we got an awesome guest here today. This is something fun. In fact, I remember being at, a giant franchise conference. Boy, we got a long intro here. And so it was, I don't know if you're allowed to say the old yogurt place, but the guy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay, so Menchie's.
Yep.
And the CEO of that was there, and he said, "We sell smiles. We don't sell yogurt." And I remember I was like, "What?" It's cool, but I was like, so I don't know. Did you? So anyway, Mike here has Sol Froyo. It is a yogurt bar, creamery, and popcorn. So man, you put a couple extra.
Yeah, I think Jeff worked in the and popcorn on there.
Okay.
Yeah, we're a Sol Froyo yogurt bar and creamery. Yeah, so we have frozen yogurt, and then I don't know if you've ever been to Swavery downtown. Swavery's awesome.
Oh wait, is that the popcorn thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
I have.
yeah.
It's right by the license or where you get your.
Yeah.
Okay,
down in the
I have-
Brickyard.
Yep, I have been.
So, had their popcorn once, and I'm like, I like to support local businesses. I mean, we're a local business and locally owned, so just had to get their popcorn into the shop.
Cool.
So that,
Okay.
because I'm like, a lot of people in probably Ontario don't, always make that trek downtown. They may not even know that it's there.
Yeah.
We didn't have a popcorn place in Ontario, so that's why the popcorn's on there. We're not making popcorn at
Okay, you're like an outlet for what's it called? Savor or
Swavery.
Swaver?
Yeah.
Swaver. That's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, that's one of the things I wanted. So, what is Sol Froyo? I don't want to sound stupid, but what does it mean? What's this?
Sol is just, Spanish for sun, and Froyo for frozen yogurt.
Oh, so
But-
you're selling sunshine.
yeah. Whenever I started this, the guy that owns the plaza, it's sold now, but he's from New York, and he was like, wanted to have my business plan and everything before he'd signed the lease, and this was the name I sent over, and he's like, I don't know about that name. He's like, it's not gonna fly. He's like, you should do like Mike's Frozen Yogurt, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I thought about that. I'm like, that's stupid. And then I hear people trying to pronounce Sol Froyo, and I'm thinking he might have had a. But I think it draws attention to it though.
Yeah, I
too,
think it's
so,
cool. I like it.
Yeah.
And obviously here with the artwork we have here, and Mike's right here in Mansfield where we're kind of headquartered. And it looks like you play along with the sun. You have your logo there,
Yep,
but then you've
yep.
got the Halloween sunshine here. It looks like in the artwork, so it gives you something too to play with. I'm guessing on the branding.
We're selling sunshine.
Okay, that's better than smiles,
Yep.
maybe. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
it. So, what got you into yogurt, Mike? Or what? Yeah, tell us a little bit about your background and what got you, or even into business, or you had other businesses, maybe. But tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about yourself.
Well, when I was about, 5 or 6 years old, I had this life-changing event with frozen yogurt. No, I'm just kidding. Nothing like that.
I was like, whoa, I'm leaning in. What?
No, I was in education for almost 2 decades, and I loved teaching. Then I went into administration. I was a principal, and just kind of got a little bit burned out on it, especially during COVID. And
Oh gosh, can't imagine.
there were. I think I'm probably going to totally butcher this, but I think yin yang supposedly means like crisis and. No, is it opportunity? I'm going to butcher that. Anyway,
hey, you're in a comfortable place.
okay. So like the other side of crisis is opportunity, though, right?
Right.
Yeah. Forget the whole yin yang thing. But the other side,
yeah. I get it.
when there's crisis, there's also opportunity. And there was a guy, not Stark Industries, not Iron Man, Stark Enterprises, out of I think Fairlawn. The guy owns like a bunch of real estate. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And he owned all of these Menchie's in Northeast Ohio. So there was this news article. He closed down like, I don't know, 13 stores, every Menchie's in Northeast Ohio.
Wow.
He had the franchises for
I don't
them,
even.
right?
Are they even around anymore? I haven't seen them anywhere.
I think there's like there was one in Wadsworth that he didn't own. I don't know if there's any left.
It's
Like,
crazy because that one of those that I was telling you at the franchise conference, they were like one of the fastest growing.
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
so hot, and that was fast though.
Now I think it's either like Sweet Frog or Orange Leaf. They all have these like really peculiar names, like mine.
Yeah.
But he closed them all down because the state had, the Ohio Department of Health had like self-serve and buffets or whatever were all shut down. So he was shut down for months. If you can imagine
So,
having
did this all kind of happen during COVID? You mean?
Yeah,
then?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't even realize
Yeah.
it was from. Oh, yeah, that killed us too. That was horrible.
So when he was closed down for like months, he just decided to get out of it and he closed all the stores completely.
There's a lot of people who did that. I think.
Yeah.
Even
A
that
lot of
one. Are
things
you
never
from
reopened.
this area, Mansfield?
I'm originally from Arizona, but then
Oh.
I've transplanted a few times. I went to like high school in Wayne County.
Oh, yeah. I like Orville Speedway out Wayne County Speedway.
Oh, okay, yeah. I've been there once. I went
What
to
school were you?
Norwayne.
Oh,
in
okay.
Creston. Yeah, you been there?
Yeah, well, I know of Norway. They're a pretty good football program.
Yeah.
We're kind of into football here, being a little tiny school. It's really all we got going on in the community. But we had a trainer for a while, and I think he was. I have to ask Tommy. I think he was training with Rick. There was a tall guy named Rick. I don't know if were you at all involved with football or anything, or
No.
okay, were you in band, Mike? No, I'm kidding. No.
I was working at a
Nothing wrong with band, by the way.
Bueller's, the grocery store, to pay for college.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we got way off, but Rockies, it was cool. You ever see that restaurant in Mansfield?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that COVID closed them down. We used to love going there.
yeah.
That was the dude from that band, or whatever was that famous 60s band. You know what I'm talking about, Reagan? Some
No.
kind of like bubblegum music thing or something. I can't. Anyway, sorry, Mike. You were telling us I'm interrupting you.
No,
Part of the show, I do this.
No, you're good. So I just that place sat empty for like a year, and I just told my wife, I'm like, it was like that scene in Dumb and Dumber. You remember like the Swedish bikini model bus is like driving down the road, and they stop, and they're like, "Do you know where we could find a couple guys to give us massages?" And they're like, "You're in luck. There's a town right down there." And then the girl looks at him all funny, and then the bus pulls away, and like he looks at the other guy. He's like, "Man, those guys are gonna be really lucky." So I told my wife, I'm like, "Man, somebody's gonna make a lot of money on that place because it's already got the build out done and everything." And that place didn't close down because it wasn't profitable. It's because of COVID. I'm like, somebody can just open that right back up as either Menchie's or some other franchise or independent. And I kept saying that. And then after a few months, I'm like, that guy should be me. Like,
You actually stopped the bus.
yeah,
it's
light
us.
bulb.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Cool. That's
kinda
it.
how
So
that
that's all. I mean, it wasn't like you had any. It was just that location kind of caught your eye there. You got the idea, and
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah,
It wasn't
the-
like you
the
were in
timing
the
was
frozen
right.
yolk. Did you like Menchie's before or anything, or was it
My
something?
kids loved it.
Oh.
Yeah. I've got
sorry.
I've got two children, two stepchildren, so we have four kids all together in
Okay.
a blended family, and it's like they loved Menchie's. They love Cece's, which is gone too.
Yeah,
but it
that was
like,
that was perfect. Then
Yeah.
CC's and yeah.
Yeah.
I remember going both of those.
But the kids loved it, and I'm like, geez, kids love this, but they're selling smiles. I mean, how could they not love it?
Yeah, smiles and sunshine. I mean, there's nothing
Right.
better than that. That's got to be fun. So, have you had people come in that like? So, how long was it closed? Like 4 years, 3?
It was closed for a year and a couple months, I think.
Oh, it was only closed for like a little over a year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And how long you been open there now?
Over 3 years.
Okay. Did you have a lot of people coming saying, "Oh, thank God you guys like the Bear
yeah.
Menchie's people," and so what kind of feedback have you got with is it different? Like, are they saying it's better, the same, different, or what do you notice the transition out of curiosity?
It's
You could lie if you want. No, I'm kidding.
it's all been positive, really. I mean, it really has. It's been
That would be a bummer if you said no.
yeah, it's all been terrible. They say Menchie's was so much better. No, like one thing I did when we opened, it was like I looked at the Google reviews that Menchie's was getting, and towards the end, they weren't real great.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go too deep into why that was, but I think that people have appreciated that we try to run, a clean store. We try to keep it very clean, which is important anywhere you go. Like there's no bigger turnoff for me when I go to eat somewhere and it's like dirty.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, for sure.
But there were a lot of people, and still we have a lot of people that come in and they're like, "Oh, I'm so glad that you reopened this place."
Yeah.
Because they like frozen yogurt better than ice cream, or there's really nothing over on that side of town.
I saw it was a real hot draw. I mean, I remember. Yeah, so I think you guys. Yeah, I would have to agree with you. Even though, I didn't. So you have all the equipment, everything's still there. It's the same.
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, that was all sold off. I actually bought our equipment from an auction in Canada. I had to get like an import permit.
Wow, really?
That's a whole other story. But yeah. But the build out, like of the store was done, and then I did renovation myself.
So the actual like machines and stuff that make that you had to buy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They cut everything off at the pipes too, like the sinks and everything. It was pretty awful.
Now, so you were full-time principal when you did this?
Yeah.
And then are you still being a principal or?
No. I left education completely, and now
you like burn the boats,
burn the boats. Yeah. And that's a book, isn't it? Burn the boats.
Yeah. Well, I don't know some mission or I don't know, was it a Viking thing or right when they go to attack, like we're burning boats, man, we ain't going back. So like
no bigger
like,
motivator. You got to be successful if there's no escape, right? I do that, and I do like real estate rehab and rentals. So
okay.
And then Jeff could probably tell you like I'm constantly looking for something else. I tried to get him to do like a claw machine and stuff with me. So
that's cool.
I'm always looking. If you can think of a business, I've probably thought about doing it.
So you're one of the guys, like we've done these trade shows, like to open your own business. You ever gone to those?
No, I haven't. No.
Oh, you would love it.
Yeah, I probably should.
Because they got all kinds of. You go, like, we'll set up a booth there, and it hasn't been real successful for us, to be honest with you. But I think we got one person one time. But when I walk around, I'm always amazed at there's stuff you wouldn't even think, like you're saying. You might go in there and be like, I might check that out, like some weird coffee thing, or they got different. I don't know. There's stuff that I never even heard of there.
I'm so susceptible to sales. I'd leave starting 10 businesses though. Like my whole life savings would be gone.
In fact, I think we were next to a booth last time, and they made some kind of healthy dog food, which doesn't seem uncommon now. I see a lot of that out there. I think dogs are a big. Did
you sample it?
No. There's a whole story there, but I can't say it on the air.
Okay.
But anyway, I'll tell you afterwards. So all right. So now you've had because I always feel like, at least especially in our business to franchisees, it takes. I always tell them it's really 3 to 4 years before you seem to hit your stride. At least with what we do. Have you? You said it's been what now? 3 years.
3 years. Yeah.
Are you kind of feel like tell us the 3 years? Like was right away. Was there some moments you're like, oh my gosh, what did I? This wasn't what I thought, or are you? And give us kind of that vibe.
Yeah. I think because I think in the industry what they call this is a second generation store or second generation business, because we occupied that space, that was already occupied for that purpose, that we got the majority of that business that already existed before. And because it hadn't been there for a year, people were eager to.
Wow, so it's exactly what you thought what brought you there then.
Yeah, so like on opening day, I had those jitters of like, oh my gosh, what if, it's like, if you build it, they will come, right? Like Kevin Costner, and it's Kevin Costner, right? Field of Dreams, right? If you build it, they will come. And I'm like, what if they don't, right? So I had like bandit signs out in the yard out front there by the parking lot. I'm like, what if we build it and nobody comes? And it was like crazy busy. Wow. It was like Labor Day, I think, of 2021.
Okay.
It was so busy. And it was like, I didn't realize we were going to have like a honeymoon period though, right? Like, so
I know what you mean.
When all of these restaurant businesses open, right? Everybody wants to try that right away. And then it slowed down a little bit right after that. And I was kind of prepared for that. And then I wasn't, it kind of plateaued a little bit the second 2 years. And I had tried some different forms of advertisement. My most consistent has been with Jeff and Town Money Saver, actually, which I'm guessing we'll get to at some point. But,
that's
but
the only reason we got you here.
and then I've doubled down on some advertising because I think that's a very important piece. So the thing that I've settled into is probably understanding the formula that I need to follow to grow the business instead of just kind of like relying on, oh, we're doing a good job, people are just going to keep coming.
Yeah. Well, man, Reagan, sorry, I'm gonna do some edits here. I'm coughing like crazy. It's funny when we're out in the field selling to that point. I mean, I've gone to places and they're like, "Oh, everybody knows we're here. You know, we don't need to get out there." I'm like, everybody knows Coca-Cola's there, and they spend gazillions on marketing and advertising. Everyone knows McDonald's is there. And I had, when we started the company, a quick story was there's a little carpet store. She'd been there like 20, and I think she was just being nice to me because she knew I would get coffee and see her in the little coffee shop. It was up in Grafton, Ohio. And, everybody knows us, but, here, I'll help you out. Here's an ad or whatever. Oh my gosh, she got blown away. She did 3 or 4 homes. She goes, I can't believe people come in here didn't even know I was here, and she'd said perception, everybody. So I think we're so in our own place, and then you don't realize, I don't know if you've ever been involved, I'll be involved with fundraising events or things with the school or anything. And they're like, oh, we sent everybody the thing. I don't know why. It's like, people don't read every single thing they see. You know what I mean? You have to do more marketing to really get the message out. What other marketing? I don't want to make Town Money Saver. Well, is the best thing Town Money Saver?
The best, most consistent is Town Money Saver.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Mike. All right. No, anyway, that's kind of what we were hoping. So
yeah,
it's like your yogurt was good. I was hoping over Menchie's. What other advertising are you doing that's you like or don't like or what?
Okay, I'll tell you about the failed forms of advertising.
Oh, we'd like to hear that. Okay.
And I'm not bashing these forms because maybe they haven't worked just for me. One, I owned a pressure washing business in the past when I was an educator because I had, summers off when I was a teacher. I didn't have summers off really when I was a principal. Like that summer window that you get off is really shrunken down.
So you did have some business. So you had your own business. Okay.
So I did have some sales in that I would go and give the free estimate, and really a free estimate's an opportunity to be like, hey, what I hear you saying is you're wanting to have, a deck that has no splinters and your house looks clean, that kind of thing. So you're doing some sales, but I did direct mailings, which can be fantastic if you don't have an outdated mailing list. So 15% of my postcards that I sent out got sent back to me, returned to sender. Yeah. So that didn't work as well as I thought it would, but it did work. I mean, I got return on it, but it wasn't as good as I thought. I did a home and garden show there, a trade show. That was good. Anytime I could get face to face with people and talk to them. So that was kind of
That's with the pressure washing business.
Yeah, that was with the pressure washing business. Yeah, home and garden show for the frozen yogurt probably not as, that might work.
Hey,
actually.
Little cart or something maybe.
We sell smiles.
Yeah.
But I did billboards locally with one of the two major local billboard companies, and I did the print one, and then I did the digital one that changes every 5-10 seconds or whatever, and that one was $1,000.
Wow, what per month?
For a month, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm only getting displayed, once a minute or something like that for
and
5 seconds.
As a I guess I don't know what the word would be. I would say consumer, pedestrian, driver, someone driving down the highway. I mean, I think they're cool. I like the digital ones. But to your point, it's weird. There's been times when I'll catch the very end of something and I think, and then I'm buy it. And I'm like, dang it, I don't even know what that was. I always wondered what the analytics are on that, so to speak.
I think it's the long game. I think that for companies that can have multiple billboards or companies that are already have that national recognition or whatever. I mean, I didn't think it was a good fit for me because I didn't see a measurable change in our sales, which is so hard to measure. That's one thing I like with Town Money Saver, because ours is mostly this month is not coupon. Actually, it is a coupon, but it's our trick or treat thing. But usually we have a buy one get one half off, type thing.
Yeah.
I can literally count how many coupons come back in. Right.
That's what from day one when I started selling it. You know, it was like, cause in fact, we just yesterday. Do you know the Hickory Vinery Wine or Hickory Wines Vinery place?
No, I've heard of it, but I don't.
Hickory Vines. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Rich is gonna slap me in the face. I just had him in here yesterday. I'm always butchering his name. We did his website and digital, so he hasn't done any print with us yet. I think he's going to, but he did billboards. And he's kind of saying the same thing. He goes because he'll ask people. And he finally started asking people, have you seen my billboard? He said, no one had seen him. And he said, then after a while, someone said, oh, I did see it, almost like because he had mentioned it. Now they were looking or something. But we talked about the tangibility. And because one of the things that I always said from a salesperson was hard, and this was back, and now it's with Facebook, I see it. But back in the day, it was newspaper, right? Like I'd walk in and we coach people, I'm sure, hopefully Jeff did, on return on investment formulas. Like, what do we need to do I always call it zero cost advertising, like at least get you where we're covering your costs. And now how can we be the best, out there? So there'd be people doing newspapers doing ours, and maybe the response wasn't quite what we were hoping, or wasn't covering costs exactly. And it might've been the first one or two or whatever. And they don't always work either. So I'm not saying there's the ones that don't, but there'd be times they'd say, yeah, I think I'm going to hold off. I'm like, okay, well, what's working for you? Well, I'm going to do the news. I'm just going to keep doing the newspaper. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, how's that? I'm just trying to compare results. I don't know, but I know it's working. I'm like, what? Well, how do you? So it's just your perception that it's working. You don't really know that it's working. And that was one of the things that I loved about this format. When I started selling before we started Town Money Saver was, it was so tangible. And then it doesn't even count the other, the ancillary response that's going, the people might see it respond. We have people that have said, hey, I had someone bring the thing in, never even used a coupon, so I'm sure we have stuff like that. But, and that's one of the things Rich was talking about was some of the marketing that he was doing and how, he was basically, I guess I'll say it in a simpler way of saying it, the branding, like, hey, it's out there. I know it's getting seen. And it's like, yeah, but how do you, here where you live we're obsessed with analytics, and there's like zero analytics to this, right? So you're just like, well, I think people. So I don't. That's what's always. I would think from your perspective, and I'm an advertiser, right? Like we've had to advertise for franchises. I've spent tens of thousands of dollars, and I'm confused. I'm like, I don't know what because you don't know. You run an ad. Well, a coupon. That's what makes it so easy, right? You're doing a coupon. And I've literally seen. Let me ask you this: have you ever done like a crappy offer and a good, like one that didn't hit and one that did, or have you always run pretty much the same offer?
We run pretty similar offers, I would say. I think anytime that they're getting something where it's buy two, get one free, buy one, get one free, anytime that it's got the word free in it, though, I think that those have done better than like a percentage off or something.
Oh, yeah.
If I do a 20% off, it doesn't have the call to action that a free does. Like there's something in the brain that's like, free.
Well, and that's and that's what I was talking to Rich yesterday too. I would have to believe it's in other categories like billboard. Like we know what works in here, right? We always say timing, market, offer, right? Time, right market, right off, right. Now in your case, is there a seasonality to yogurt, or is it? For sure. Okay, summer's bigger. Or?
Spring is actually the busiest.
Really?
Yeah, I think that anticipation of the warmer
get you in the
weather.
mood for the sunshine and the smiles, and you're getting like, hey, getting out of the winter.
Summer's second best, and then it kind of goes. It slowly declines all the way up through about February. February's like the slowest.
Yeah.
March is one of the busiest if it's warm at all.
Okay. You think maybe you could do popcorn gifts or something in the Christmas or something? I don't know. But anyway, I just went blank, Rich. I'm getting old. Look, I called you Rich. What is it? All right, Reagan, start this over. No, anyway,
I get that all the time. Everybody calls me Rich.
Do they? They call you Rich? Yeah. You look kind of like a.
I get that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But the point is that because we can run ads that fail. So there is a formula, so to speak, right? And that's our job to know that for the customer, right? For the advertiser like you. So obviously Jeff coached you on that. Or did he coach you, or did you just know that, like to do buy two, get one free or whatever? Was that something that he was able to?
He made that suggestion.
To
buy two, get one free. Like I probably have crazy outlandish ideas. Like he helps keep me grounded,
Okay, give us one of your crazy ideas.
This is one of them. I said, hey, I said, I think he sent me over like the, our regular Sun logo, you know, that I think we last year ran the regular Sun logo. He has one like for different holidays, right? So I think our regular Sun logo might have had like bat ears or something like that for Halloween, you know, and that was our normal coupons that we have, which I'm sure that there's some people that kind of are expecting those coupons, and then they saw this and they're like, what the heck? Where's the buy two, get one free? You know, but I'm like, I want to do something crazy. I want to run an event for, you know, Halloween. And I think I'm going to do that for like Christmas too, you know?
Yeah.
But I wanted something that, because we are on the front page, I wanted something that when they see that, you know, that, because the first thing that they see when they pull that out of their mailbox, bring that in the house, I wanted something that really catches their eye and looks different from what, I didn't want ours to look the same as it always does, I guess. You know?
Yeah, no, that's cool. And I think it's during the holidays especially. I mean, you can play when the Halloween thing. Yeah, I think people are going to be more attracted to look at that. And actually, it's funny because none of these other ones are even capitalizing on the holiday in this particular one. Well, there's one right there. So, yeah, no, I think it's cool. I mean, it looks, and that artwork, was that just clip art or something? Because that's pretty nice art to, because you got yogurt in there and the sun and everything. How'd you get that artwork?
I actually worked with Jeff on that. I'm like, here's an idea of what I want to do. I actually did the art.
You did it?
Yeah, I did.
I
mean, he did some tweaks on it. I used AI.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool.
It took me generating like a couple hundred of them to get one that I like. You know, you got to be super descriptive and everything, but it gave me some that looked, you know, a little bit satanic before I got to one that I thought would be appropriate and kind of what I wanted. And
you know, crazy story. I can't think that's part of why we do the podcast. I guess crazy stories. We literally I had a dry cleaner years and years. This one was like 2-color, right? And we had a farm store in there, and there was a little farmer with a pitchfork thing, right? And then there was a dry cleaner ad, and it had a girl with, well, I don't know what kind of shirts where their shoulders are out or whatever, you know. And this is just line clip art, right? A 2-color, like black and white almost. And somehow in the graphics, something got messed around, and the little guy showed up on the girl's shoulder. Like, it was just like a fluke thing, right? There was like this really hardcore Christian group protesting this dry cleaner because of that. Like, it was some satanic message or something. I was like, what? Like, that was a completely accident. And even people you'd show them, you're like, I don't see the connection, but it was a short. But what happened was really bad for us was the guy was having a really rough time about other stuff, and it really pissed him off. Like, I mean, he was upset, and we were having to do all this stuff. And honestly, now I took public relation classes in college, and I'm like, this just go away. This is goofy. This ain't like, you know, something to really need to react to. But we had to. But anyway, yeah, I could see where you have to be sensitive. Nowadays, though, it's maybe a little more common too. I don't know. Back then, you didn't have any of that. Now, you know, don't they have like trade shows and stuff for those people or something like that?
Probably.
Yeah. But you know what I'm talking about, Reagan?
Trade shows?
Yeah, for the devilly kind of people.
Probably.
Reagan's I'm not saying
sure.
nothing. All right. Anyway, got us off track. Geez, Mike, can you stay on the topic, please?
But I don't usually do my own art. I was just trying to send a concept over, but it actually it generated one that was so perfect.
That is cool.
think,
I know, because the more I looked at it, wait a minute, that is yogurt and the sun and the Halloween. So yeah, that had to be something. Are you seeing AI? Because I know we're playing with it in different ways, and I guess it's all. Someone told me AI is not going to replace people, but people that know how to use AI are going to replace people.
Yeah, it's a tool. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, I think it's like anything. You know, I think there's a lot of fear of it, and rightly so, because of the things that it can do that. I'm sure that they're going to end up being regulated, right? Like it could probably generate a podcast, right? And it can make you say things that you're not saying,
right? I say stuff I don't even know I'm saying sometimes.
You know, I think you know, not to get political, but I think there were AI generated phone calls or something, political ads that were being sent to people. Yeah, something like that. I think that's going to get worse, unfortunately. And so I'm sure there's regulation on the way with that kind of stuff. But I think as far as like art is concerned, like I think it's just a tool that, you know, that artists, in the hands of artists, it's going to be, you know,
well, when we
fabulous.
find it, in copywriting too, so to speak, right? It seems like I've even done it for talks I've done or whatever, where just, I don't know about you, but if you've ever had to write like a speech or something, or, you're writing some content, and I can get the main points. It's always those transitions that are just, because I'm not an English major, and I start worrying about my grammar and all that. That's what AI seems fun. Like I can plug all the stuff in. Here's what I got to say. Can you put this in a format? And then it's like, oh man, that's so much better than the way I was thinking. So
like Chat GPT or something.
Yeah, exactly. I do there's a nonprofit thing, and I'll do like a trivia thing. So I used to sit there and have to search all these different trivia, and I'd go to websites, they'd have trivia. Now I just type in, okay, give me 50 trivia questions in regards to whatever, and boom, they're right there. I don't even used to have to write them on the thing, and so I'm like, that's pretty handy. I love that. So what other? So so the billboards didn't really work, right? That's kind of what you're saying, that you didn't, or at least from what you can tell. And again, I'm big on that too. I don't want to I look at billboards when I drive around. I'm not saying they don't work, but I don't know how they work, So I'm assuming, like you said, it becomes familiar, and when it becomes familiar, more likely to react. Blah blah blah. What have you done something else besides Town Money Saver that has worked that you like, or?
I did not with the frozen yogurt business. When I had the pressure washing business, I did radio ads that worked.
Okay,
but.
Now, was that in a small? What kind of size market was that? Over in Norway?
That was in the Worcester area.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not like in the. See, that's what I grew up more in the Cleveland area, like a bigger. I'm in Arizona. Were you in a bigger area, like were you by Phoenix or something, or
Tucson?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What would you compare Tucson? Believe it or not, we used to do a Tucson mailer. I don't know. I was never there, but I know they had the big cool cactuses, right? Whatever those things called.
Yeah, the saguaros.
Yeah. But what would Tucson be like around here? Like with Akron or Columbus, or how big is it?
I don't.
Mansfield?
No, bigger than that. I'd say somewhere between the size of Akron and Cleveland, probably.
Okay, so that'd be a big. I mean, well, but you didn't do anything out there. I guess
no. I was a kid. I still have my dad and my brother, and I have family out there still.
Oh, okay.
I was a kid when I lived out there.
Are they having a lot of problem with the border?
Not that I know of. I mean, I'm sure that there are issues with the border, but not that are directly.
Because Tucson's more south, right? It's
yeah. They live. I mean, they live probably, I don't know, 50 to 70 miles from the border, so it's not real far.
Wow, real close. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
But maybe they're exaggerating that on TV. I thought it was a big problem.
I think it's I think there's
around.
a little bit of both.
I'm just messing around. But so, because one impression I have is when you're in a bigger market, so like Tucson, Cleveland, I mean, the rate, it would be almost cost prohibitive, I'm guessing, to do radio, TV, stuff like that. Whereas Worcester, I think, right, you're like Mansfield, they're a lot more, like, what do you mind me asking, what do you have to pay for a radio ad in Worcester?
I don't remember. I think it was like $250, $300 for like a week with, maybe 10 spots a day or something.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
that.
Cleveland, that'd be thousands, I would think.
Yeah.
So
it was pretty good. And then I use social media.
Okay.
So I run like Meta Business Suite, which is Facebook.
And, this is Reagan's sweet spot. Are you familiar with that, Reagan?
With Meta Business Suite?
I hope so.
Never heard of it. Don't no clue.
He's like, I'm on it right now.
He was hired for that, so
Okay.
he doesn't know it. We're in trouble. Kind of hired for that. We actually have him do everything but that. No, but so yeah, tell us how you use that, because that's a little more right. I mean, most people think of just posting, organic posting or boosting, right? But that gets a little more advanced. What you're doing, correct? Like you can actually target demographically or something. You're trying to. So how do you pick out a yogurt eater? Like,
oh man, like there's when I pick the demographics, right? Like I don't want to give away too many trade secrets.
Oh well, I don't. Yeah,
no,
I don't.
I'm just kidding. There's not.
There's two views on this, and it's your competitors. Do you even have? There's not even a competitor around, is there? I mean, Dairy Queen in the summer.
Right, Dairy Queen. Oh man, no, there's not. I mean, there's not a direct competitor. There's a lot of indirect competitors that have overlap. Yeah, a lot of ice cream.
Like or right by is a cookie place. Would I be sitting in my car and go like, do I get a cookie or a yogurt?
Right. I thought Crumble was gonna really
Crumble.
harm us,
That's different. Yeah.
and it actually helped us.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like a sweet spot.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
like
right.
that?
We're
Yeah,
like a sweet spot. I like that. We're in the sweet spot. We're a destination.
What else
for
could be
sugar?
You need one of those bunk cake places or something in there.
Yeah. What are those? What's that called? My wife loves that.
Oh.
that bunk cake
I
place.
can't remember the name either. I mean, I know there's local ones, but then
Yeah.
there's that chain. There's a big one because
Yeah.
some of them advertise with us.
Is it like nothing bunt cake?
Oh, that's it.
Nothing bunk cake.
at that,
But I
Brandon.
do want to say a little plug for Bake My Day in Ontario. They have fabulous cake.
All right, there
they
you
don't
go.
specialize in just bunk cakes, but they have great cupcakes. So
Okay, cool.
local business.
So back to, if you don't mind, because we don't want to give away your trade secrets. But yeah, I was just thinking it's more curious, like funny, like how do you target I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, if you were selling high end roofs or something, that'd be easy.
Yeah.
But yogurt, how do you? Yeah, I'm curious. Like,
Well, there's a Menchie's demographics.
really?
So people who have in the past liked Menchie's, they probably don't go back and they're like, oh, Menchie's left. I'm going to go in there and unlike Menchie's, or
Yeah.
unfollow Menchie's. So anybody who has liked Menchie's, but also all of those businesses around the area there, like I'm like, if they like Target, if they like Best Buy, if they like Meijer, they're people that shop in that area around us.
Right, okay.
Starbucks is our anchor store. So if they like Starbucks,
Yeah.
they're probably coming in that plaza a lot. So
I mean, because so frozen yogurt could appeal to anybody. So it's really more the traffic. Like these are people that are there. These are people that are coming to shop in that area.
yeah,
That's really what you're targeting.
And they're probably people that aren't looking for like, the 99-cent ice cream cone. So, so the demographics that I'm putting in are places that are, like Starbucks
Yeah.
instead of gas station coffee.
Well, like Chi-Chi's.
Neither of those are wrong. Both of those are good for what they are.
Now, like CC's that used to be there, that'd be like 99-cent cone.
Right.
probably.
Yep.
Okay. So Crumble, you guys could share customers back and forth probably.
Yeah, we had in the beginning, and I learned this when I worked at the grocery store. Okay, it kind of relates. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one that sees the connection here. They had a training session where they showed us a video. They had like a think tank come in and they showed us a video and they showed like somebody going into the produce section and they ate a grape and they're like, "What just happened here?" And somebody like raised their hand. They're like, "They just shoplifted," and they're like, "No, they just sampled your product," And they're like, that's an opportunity to make money. If your product's good, then it's going to sell itself,
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, they said you should let people do that. And that made me think, and I'm like, oh. So we had Crumble come in, and right away I'd have employees texting or calling me in the evening that were working at the shop, and they'd say, hey, we don't know what to do. We've got these people, because Crumble doesn't have a seating area. Starbucks also does not have a seating area, right? So, yeah.
Ooh, that's
or
tricky.
restrooms. Everybody comes and uses our restrooms and Penn Station's restrooms, especially since Starbucks did the remodel. But so people would come over from Crumble, walk in, and, I know I wouldn't be this bold, right?
Yeah.
Like I'll go into a place and use their restroom and not buy something like
Right.
McDonald's or whatever on a trip. But
Because you're like, I've gone to McDonald's 100 times.
Exactly.
I deserve a little bathroom time.
you're right. I'm 1 million of the 20 million people
Right.
that have. But they'd come in with their, the pink boxes. They sit at our table and they eat cookies and they just get up and leave. And they're like, what do we do? And I'm like, in the beginning, I was like, yeah, we should probably put something on the door that says for, customers only.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do I think every time that I walk into a business and I see on their door, bathrooms are for customers only, or, or tables are for paying
What about
customers.
the grenade? Asked in that or whatever complaint department, and they have the grenade right away. You're like, oh, this is a friendly place,
Right. Or over a paper shredder, put your. So I'm like, I thought about it some more and I'm like, let them. Let them.
Yeah.
These might be people who've never come into our store before.
Yeah.
And they're going to look around our store, and they might buy something while they're there, or they might be like, you know what, I'm going to try this place next time.
Well, I'm thinking, can't you? Because I can't help but think. I know at home I do this. So that's embarrassing to say, but I could see mixing them, right? Like get a little
Yeah.
vanilla yogurt and put the Crumble cookie in their thing. Like,
That's a good idea.
I could see. I'd take my cookie in there and then mix it in with because do you have all the same topping thing? Like, don't you have a million little weird toppings and stuff?
Exactly 1 million. Yeah. No, yeah, we have a lot. We have, I don't know, 30 or 40 toppings.
Maybe you could do
something
a
like that.
Crumbles cookie topping
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Get crumbling up.
That would
Extra crumbling.
cost me a fortune, but get their cookies and do them. Maybe the day old. See if they've got day old at the end of the day.
Yeah, that'll get them coming back.
Yeah, right. I just thought, this might be an opportunity. I've got people coming in,
Yeah.
that I don't normally probably.
Have you noticed it at all doing anything yet or no? Since you've been doing that?
Yeah, I mean, they didn't hurt us sales wise, so I don't know if it's because of that or.
It's not like people were sitting there now. Your customers can't sit down because they're there.
During our busiest time in the spring, that was more of the issue. That's not when they opened. I think they opened around this time last year, and this is when we're slowing down. So we had table space. I mean, table space wasn't the issue. I mean, it's a little bit annoying because when we're emptying the trash, there's like pink boxes in there, right? Like you're like, they're filling.
Do you
up
know the
trash.
people from down there? Are they cool? The owner, or is it a local owner or no?
I think it's a local owner, but I haven't met them.
Oh,
and the employees, I think they opened with like 70 employees.
Wow.
I don't think they have that many now, but I think they thought we need to have a lot of employees.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm like, I have like 7. I have 7 employees.
It's a lot less labor cost for Smiles and Sunshine.
Yeah, self-serve's that's
Yeah,
that's what
that's-
makes it work.
That is true.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like, Tom Sawyer with the, charging his friends to paint the fence for him,
You got a lot of good like anecdote stuff from the movies and books and stuff. You're like
That's all I've got.
Pop culture.
I don't have anything else. So.
Yeah.
It's all surface.
See, I spent a lot of time watching Netflix series and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like Rich, that was in there from the wine. That guy reads 50 books a day or something. I'm kidding, but he does read like a lot of books and stuff. And he's quoting stuff. I feel intimidated. I mean, he knows like formulas, business formulas and stuff. And I'm like, I don't have time, man. I go, you ever see Old Man on Hulu? Jeff Bridges. It is good. We're in the middle of that right now.
I love Jeff Bridges. I'll have to check that out.
Oh, you got to check it out. It's violent. It's pretty cool. But so it's hard for me to remember. And that's the problem, right? And we all have our gifts, right? We talked about that. Like you got a certain gift you have. Obviously, you had the vision of seeing this place turn into what it is now. And other people were driving by there and for some reason didn't act on it, right? And so you got to know you got to know your gifts and share your gifts. My gift is not memory or reading books or anything. It's sitting around watching Netflix with my wife. That's about it. But anyway,
I don't believe that.
no, it's true. It's pretty true.
I think you've built some stuff.
Well, it's only, but I don't even know how. It's been the blessing of other people. I'll tell you that. I enjoy talking to people. So that's when they said do podcasts. I'm like, of course I'll do this. I just got to sit and talk to somebody. It's awesome. So do you notice at all when you're doing the ads, like especially with an aggressive offer like that, which is aggressive, thing that we've gotten in discussions about, and the one guy, he wrote a book, one of our customers, he was real big, believe it or not, it was funny, he was real big in sewing machines and vacuums, or like there's a whole thing of, I think they're kind of the same kind of retail, so they'll have their conferences and stuff. We actually were on a plane by accident to Vegas to a conference, and he was speaking. He wrote a book, and I wrote the forward to it, by the way. So I was plugging it a little bit. Yeah, I don't think anybody ever heard it. I don't even know the name of the book. I forgot. But point is, the whole story is that, and I kind of like the analogy. He talked about building his herd. So like his success story, right, was that he would run an ad and he would get the response. And he said he spent $900 and got $50,000. And it sounds like these crazy numbers. I'm like, what? But he was looking at lifetime value. So he had got to the point where when he got a new customer in, right? And what I've done with customers is say, okay, first of all, for every 10 that come in, how many become your regular, right? Not all 10 are going to just all of a sudden become regular customers. So let's say you say 5, and then your 5 come in so often. You say, they usually come in once every other week, or they come in once a month or once a week, whatever, and they spend X amount. So you can put together kind of a value, and we'd always keep it conservative, and say, well, let's say 3. If you think they're 5 years, let's say 3 years, right? So that's how we would come up with this crazy number. So I guess my question is, and a lot of times the point would be, and when I train my people when they're selling, it's like we need to be the third best, and what I mean by that is, if you're word of mouth, which isn't really advertising, but when people are saying it, communicating, they kind of say, you'll say, what's your best advertising? Oh, word of mouth. Well, okay, it's not really advertising, but okay. But word of mouth and customer list need to be the best two, right? If they're the best two, now running a buy two, get one free or a buy one, get one free makes sense because now it turns into a repeat. Anyway, that's kind of the thing we play with a lot. And so my question was, do you have any way of tracking? Do you notice? Is it something you just kind of observe? Like, are you seeing new customers, or do you think you get new and then do you see them? Are you growing this herd? In other words, do you feel like you have like you're trying to put together a herd of customers? In other words,
yeah, great question. We try to do that. We see like new people coming in, and then maybe some people exiting because part of our customer base is kids or kids and their parents. And when the kids go off to like college, they're not coming in while they're off at college. They might come in when they're from break from college, but there tends to be like a break in that age group of like maybe 24 to then whenever they have kids, right?
Okay.
Like there's not a whole lot of people in that age of like 27, 28 years old who are just coming in by themselves to get frozen yogurt, right? So,
yeah. And yet, is that the Starbucks market? That sounds like
probably, yeah.
Reagan, how old are you, Reagan?
26.
There you go. Do you go to Starbucks or get yogurt or anything? What do you do?
Sometimes. I don't really have many near me. I live in Ashland, so.
Oh.
There's got this Starbucks in Ashland, right?
Yeah, but it's out by the highway.
Oh, yeah, it's over by 250.
It's not in town.
There's this in Kroger over here they have in Madison. I know there's people that go in there. But that would be Reagan, do you think you'd be more likely to buy Starbucks than like a frozen yogurt, or what do you think? Would your wife like frozen yogurt or anything?
Yeah, she likes frozen yogurt a lot. I would say I would probably be more willing to spend money on frozen yogurt just because they have a really hard time spending $6 on a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Thank you, Reagan.
Well, you're in luck. I think there's an Ella's over in Ashland that's a frozen yogurt
place.
Yeah,
there's that one. We've been to it a couple times.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Are you?
That's close to the campus in downtown, I think.
Do you like? Your tone of your voice didn't sound as reassuring. You like Ella's or?
I don't dislike it. We just
That's like a 4-star rating.
Yeah.
It's like not good.
Yeah, I thought 3.5.
we just
It's
don't.
not bad.
Yeah.
We don't go out.
I mean, if I have to, I'd eat it.
We don't go out for frozen yogurt that often. We don't really go out that often for
It started off good. I should have stopped asking him questions. All right, thank you, Reagan. Okay, so anyway, it does sound. I'll call it like migratory kind of. Like in other words, your market it's almost more lifestyle than as they start to shift into these different, and they're going to college or they're doing this or that. That's where you see. It's not so much like. They come and do this for so long and then we lose them or whatever. It's more almost like they're transitioning their life, so then they're more likely to not come as often.
Yeah, because I think we're more like a 3 to 4 times a year type place, as opposed to Starbucks is like a 3 to 4 times a week for some people, right? So we use our point of sale system, which if you're a smaller business like we are, you use the POS, which point of sale, but I think POS kind of stands for something else. If you're stuck with these small systems, that's like Clover and Square and then some of the other ones. We use Clover, and it's like it's the best of the choices in my opinion. But kind of like Reagan, it's not bad. Like it has a tracking system on it for our customers. Like they can sign up for rewards, which anytime you sign up for rewards anywhere, everybody knows this, right? I mean, it's so they can track what you're doing and how frequently you're coming in. Yeah. That's really what that is, right? It's not like we just want to give you stuff, right? So
I gotta say too, I just find it annoying. Like I was just at yesterday at breakfast. Are you in our rewards? Yeah. Okay. What's your It's just this little extra step, man. It's just I don't know why. It's just annoying as a customer, but I get it. I mean, you get you get, whatever, you get rewards,
Data,
right? So
yeah,
every time you
yeah.
buy something, you get a little, I don't know, but
And we offer it because it gives us data,
yeah, oh yeah.
But that number, the number of people, we're like in the hundreds of thousands. No, we're not in the hundreds of thousands. But the number of people that are in our rewards program tends to stay about the same. Like we have about the same number coming in that we have exiting, whoever.
Okay.
And then we have like people who are, it'll show you who your VIPs are,
Who's buying a lot of your,
yogurt VIPs that
they're the really
living
like
off of it,
shiny,
yeah.
happy ones.
Yeah, people whose pictures I should have on the wall. They're making my house payment for me.
Do you find people like, I was just thinking it's funny. I remember this one vacation summer we had, and Dairy Queen had this, I don't know, was it cotton candy
Oh, yeah.
flurry thing or something? And it was weird because I don't even know if I'd care about it right now. But we got addicted to that thing. We were going there. Like it was like weird. Like it was literally like it had something in there like cocaine or something because we would be like, oh, you want to get another cotton candy McFlurry or whatever, or not McFlurry, Flurry.
Yeah.
And so do you have people like that where all of a sudden they get really hooked on something and they're coming in and then they're gone because after they burn out? Because I don't know how long we did that. It seemed like it was that one summer or something.
Yeah. So because we have to change flavors all the time. For that reason, because people will get burned out on what we have. Because like that, to your point, if you kept doing that cotton candy blizzard, like if they just kept that one, right?
Yeah.
Like
Blizzard. Why
yeah.
am I calling it Flurry?
You'd eventually be like, oh man, I've had enough of this.
Yeah.
We actually emulated that one because I had an employee that's like, oh, that's so good.
Oh, it was
So we
good,
got in
yeah.
the cotton candy soft serve because we do ice cream too, and then we got the Nerds. I think is the other thing that was in that. So that was a
really?
topping choice.
Nerds
yeah,
in there? I don't know.
yeah.
What? Oh, so what's a weird? Yeah. Okay, let's for fun then. What's kind of a cool weird flavor right now? What do you got? Is there something different right now?
Oh,
I saw Burger King has a purple bun or something for the.
Oh yeah, for the Addams family. Thing.
Yeah, look,
yeah.
I'm almost tempted to eat one. So I saw the purple comes from the purple potato.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I just saw that. I ate at Burger King for the first time in like years, just by
See?
chance the other day.
You might want to get some purple yogurt or something.
I'm like, oh man, that thing looks like it'd mess up your digestive tract. And then I saw that it was from purple potatoes.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's
At
pretty
the
cool. Yeah.
And who knows? It's probably like a chemical they took out of there. So I don't know. Like it does. Yeah. But yeah. So you got any cool, weird flavors or anything going on or what?
I don't know about
What's a big flop? What was one that just didn't work out?
Well, we take these. One, we have right now. We have butter pecan and we have pumpkin pie, which are kind of seasonal. So those are pretty cool.
Butter
And they're
pecan
good.
sounds
They're really
good.
good. Cake batter's our number one seller, consistent. We always have.
Really?
It. So flops though. Okay. So we have customers all the time who tell us, oh, you've got to get this. It's the best flavor, right? And then we'll get it, and then nobody will buy it.
I see it all the time.
Nobody
You got to
will.
do this, and you do it.
Yeah.
We've done stuff here like that. Products like you got to do a calendar, you got to do an advertising calendar, and we spend months putting this thing together. Like nobody wants to do it. Like what?
Yeah.
Okay,
even the person who tells you to do it,
Yeah.
like, they don't even. They're like, well, I just thought other people.
Yeah.
So tart is the biggest.
Tart?
Yeah, tart, which is like probably a healthier one. Like
I didn't even know there's a thing. There's a flavor called tart.
Yeah, like it's.
I'm really sheltered.
I guess somebody took like yogurt base and said, this yogurt base needs to have no sugar, and then let's squeeze lemon juice into it so it like starts to curdle, but we'll freeze it before it curdled. I don't know. It's just very. That's probably not an accurate description, but I think there is lemon juice in it, or at least citric acid or something like that.
So
that
I mean,
gives it
tart
the
flavor kind of, but
yeah.
yeah.
But it's supposed to be good with fruit, which we have fresh fruit. We have fresh fruit.
Were you like texting in like, hey, did you sell any more of the tart? No.
Yeah. I'm like, is that tart flying off the shelf? And they're like, no, nobody's eating the tart.
Does anybody have any more trash back here? We're going to take a bag out. Yeah, we've got a gallon of tart here.
And inevitably, as soon as we took that tart out, which I think maybe 4 people ate, somebody's like, you really got to get tart.
Yeah, for sure.
But we've had a couple others. Pistachio, that's a frequently requested, infrequently purchased product.
I've never been a trash. I mean, I like pistachios, and I've seen that as a common. Remember Baskin Robbins still around? Because they had the 33 flavors. Remember that?
They're in like Dunkin' Donuts. There's those. They're a combination store.
Oh,
yeah.
Because I would see that and I would be like, nah, I'm not gonna get that one.
Mm-hmm.
What's so cake batter? See, I don't think I've ever tried cake batter.
you
Now
need to come in.
I got it. Yep, I'm gonna definitely try that now.
It's free. It's on me.
Oh,
I meant to
all
bring
right.
you guys gift cards today. I grabbed the wrong
Are
cards.
you kidding me? You're a customer. We should be giving you gift cards. No, we will pay. That's what. Tell me this: does Jeff ever come in and use a coupon?
I give Jeff
If
free
he does,
froyo.
what?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Jeff, I got to talk to Jeff.
Yeah.
You can't be doing. You're a paying customer. That's not how that works. We should be buying you something. That's crazy. I would never. I would purposely. Now I would try to walk in and say, "Hey, I was using this." I'm not going to use a coupon though because I don't. But I want to get the credit that I'm, with the company buying it. But we shouldn't be using our own coupons. That's not right.
No, I love Jeff. He's free froyo for life.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a big plug for Jeff. All right. So that's good to hear. Yeah. No, he's a good. He tell you about his big sale he just had.
No,
Oh, I'll tell you off the air.
I'm not in the store as much as I used to be. Like the first year I worked there every day. Now I have an assistant manager, and she runs it 4 of the 5 weekdays, and then I stop in like at least once a day. I do all the orders and everything.
That's nice. Now, how close do you guys live to the store?
5 minutes. We're over by
Oh,
Marshall
wow.
Park. So
Now, do your kids do your kids like it? Do they pop in there?
yeah, they go in. It's a funny thing. Like they loved the idea of being able to get like free frozen yogurt.
Yeah, it would just
whenever
seem
they-
cool if I was
yeah,
a kid. Yeah, my dad had a yogurt shop. I'm like,
Yeah,
they'd bring their buddies in. Like,
oh yeah, they did that, and they're 17 to 21, all of them. So
Oh,
they're
wow.
like they
Right in
love
the
that
prime
idea at the
yogurt.
beginning. Yeah, but they now they'll I think they're. You can eat too much frozen yogurt, I guess is what I'm saying. So like my stepson and his girlfriend will go to Crumble all the time, and I'm like, you should be going and getting frozen yogurt because it's free. You guys need to stop spending your money all the time, And
at some point, the decision's financial.
Right,
It's not even
yeah.
what taste good. Like,
Yeah. But they do though. They go in, or if they have a friend or whatever, they'll go in and they get free. I think they think it's cool that they get to get it for free.
Oh, that's what I mean. That would be cool.
Especially if it's a new employee. I think they think that's cool. Like,
Yeah.
I get it for free.
I could totally see that when you were a kid. I remember, well, this is inappropriate probably, but a friend of mine worked at Little Caesars, and we got drunk one night at like 3 a.m. or something,
Mm-hmm.
and we went in there and I ate cheese out of the big barrel.
Oh yeah.
And then I forgot. Then he made me a pizza to take home and cook, and I fell asleep or passed out. I don't know what
Yeah,
you call
yeah.
it. And my dad woke up to the stove almost on
On
fire.
fire?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
That was not a good ending. Yeah, that
There-
was not.
Tell me though, there was part of you that still contemplated eating that burnt pizza.
Oh, I
You're
would.
like,
Oh,
is it
yeah.
edibles?
I would have, yeah. It was during, well, you grew up in that, yeah. That was back in the day when WMMS would play Maggot Brain at 2 a.m. We'd be at Burger King. That was our
Probably
routine.
a little bit before my time. but
Yeah.
yeah.
That was the old school guys. That was before we had cell phones.
I tell my kids though about, we used to go to the clubs and stuff, and they're like, what? Like, I
Yeah.
feel bad for, I really do. I feel bad for kids today because
Oh, it's horrible.
they don't, I mean,
What's it? Did they do that thing? Do you see those? They'll wear headphones and they're all listening to different stuff, dancing around. That just
Yeah.
seems so weird. I'm like, how is that cool?
it's got to be awesome to the individual while they're listening to the headphones, but it makes for like the worst video. Like the
Yeah.
to use their words, it's the cringiest thing to watch. Watching
Yeah.
a video of just people with no sound dancing
Yeah.
around to those. Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, it's just and maybe it's. I don't know. Do you do that, Reagan? Do you and your wife go out to clubs and have headphones?
We do not go clubbing.
Okay.
We don't
Is there
really do
clubs?
much
No,
anything.
I don't think
The kids, the people even go to clubs?
I mean, Lucas used to have a club.
Lucas?
Yeah, the community center.
Oh my gosh, that's not a. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. I guess it was kind of a. Yeah, it used to be called Liquid. It was a bar. So we have a community center, and it was Liquid before. So yeah, I guess.
How
you're
long
right.
ago was that?
It's been a while because I'd say 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah,
Because we've had this since like 2010. We bought it. So it's 20. Oh yeah, that's what am I saying? The years are. See, are they getting a little faster for you too? I'm 60. I just said that too. That's 14 years ago. I'm thinking it was like
It just
6
seems like
years
the
ago.
other day. Like, yeah, we used to go We used to go to the Boot Scootin' Saloon. You ever heard of
Oh,
that
I've
one?
heard of that.
Yeah, that was up in
Is that in Ravenna or something? Yeah.
Yeah. We used to love going there. And
Oh, that must be big because I've heard
I mean,
of it.
it's of course gone. It was line dancing or whatever. Which I wasn't. At the time, I wasn't even a huge country music fan, but it was a blast.
Yeah, it's a place to go. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, between the social media, that's part of what we did at the community center, just a place for kids to physically, like we do after football games, we have a pizza party. And so it's for the kids to get, because otherwise they're not getting together. They don't physically interact. So that's got to be fun there. So you have the tables, that gives the kids a chance to hang out, right? I mean, even that's a little, are they sitting there just on their phones eating yogurt?
yeah, unfortunately. But
too bad.
I love that Jeff has the mothership.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's something really cool around here that for the kids,
Yeah,
to do it.
yeah.
I mean, but my kids who are, like I said, the fact that I'm still calling them kids when they're 21, 17 to 21. I mean, I was married when I was 21, right?
I think that's all changed, right?
Yeah,
Like, I mean,
it's definitely changed.
Now I have my first grandkid, and he's from my youngest kid, who was like, he's 21, I think. It's horrible. I can't remember my kids. But all the other kids, no kids. And it does seem like to us, or at least in my age, I think I was married at 24, and we were the last ones to get married. Now that'd be really early, right? People are probably getting married around 30. How old were you when you got married, Reagan?
Like 24.
Oh, never mind. Same thing. He's an old soul.
He's an outlier, probably.
Yeah,
He's like,
How
one of the
about your
few.
friends, Reagan? A lot of your friends married?
Yeah, I was like one of the last people.
Oh, apparently.
Okay.
Apparently, we have no idea
I mean,
what we're talking
well,
about.
I grew up in the,
Don't listen to the show for trends.
Yeah.
We don't know what.
We're just a couple of curmudgeons saying stuff.
I think it's different, like depending on who you like. I think millennials did get married a lot later than Gen Z. I think Gen Z which is what I'm Gen Z. We started getting married a lot earlier again. However, also I think part of it is like I'm involved in the church and stuff. Like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
So
There you go.
It's
Oh.
a lot,
So you have to look at the buckets. The church people are getting married earlier.
Okay.
I don't know what the other people are. Video game people. Do you play video games, Reagan?
I do.
So you can be a church person and a video game person?
People can do multiple things.
crossover.
yes.
Wow. See, it's gotten complicated. Back in the day, it was either head or jock. That's when I grew up. You're a jock or you're a head. Now I guess there's all kinds of segments. Things. Let's just stop there.
clicks.
That's going to get weird.
Yeah.
Okay. So any last, I'll tell you what, I mean, we really appreciate you coming out. Holy
Sure.
cow, we've gone over an hour already? I thought it was like
I've
about
loved
20
being
minutes.
here.
Well, good. We love having you here. This is, Jeff said you're going to be really cool. And we were actually hoping you could come to the summit, but I do understand the shoulders thing. So
I mean, that's
cool.
the surgery's the day before. I guess I could come.
Oh,
hopped up on Percocets. That'd be great.
Yeah. That might, maybe you should for fun.
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah. Maybe next year.
yeah. Okay. We'll get you the next year. But any last thoughts? Like market, was there, I mean, if you could narrow it down, since we're supposed to be talking about market, print and digital media and stuff like that, which by the way, there's a good question. I mean, here you are in print, right? I mean, and everyone acts like, oh, print's dying. Newspapers are going out of business. Print, we heard this. It feels like we're kind of having a little resurgence thing going on this past year. Even I'm surprised, honestly. I own the company, and I'm like, well, what's going on? Part of it, they said the Gen Zers are really getting back more into it. And they're looking for more authenticity and trust, which print represents. And now this I do notice. Your kids, okay, this thing drives me crazy. They sit on their phones. They got their laptop, the TV. I mean, you don't know what they're watching. There's like 3 or 4 screens going in front of them,
You're
right?
talking about yourself?
Yeah, myself, yes. I got it. I'm trying to, he always brings it up, but I'm trying to, see, I'm a young person at heart. I like to play with all my different devices. But anyway, well, one of the things they said was, but print holds their attention longer because otherwise they just can't. So that, I mean, was there any consciousness of that or anything as far as utilizing print? The fact that you were even open to trying print the first time, or just that you thought, well, I'm just going to try it and I don't care, but...
Oh no, I think there's definitely something to that. I think it depends on what kind of print. Like I think the beauty of Town Money Saver is that it comes in the mail. I think exclusively, right? Like, are you guys doing any in newspapers? I mean, I don't know.
No.
Okay. Because the mail until the day that they replace what we get in our mailbox, right, with like totally just a digital mailbox or something, which I don't think that day's coming, at least not in my lifetime. When somebody physically is touching it and they have to deal with it, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, that's a pretty good deal right there.
Yep.
They see it. I mean, they're interacting with it. You don't have to interact with a billboard, right? You don't have to interact with that ad even on Facebook. You just scroll past it and don't even.
A lot of times when I'm driving by a billboard, I'm usually texting and I don't get to see the billboard.
That's great advice. Yeah.
My insurance agent. Like, no, I'm kidding.
But
sorry.
I mean, you have to interact with that in some kind of way, right? You have to sort through your mail. You have to see it. I think that's the best thing about it, and I think there's something tactile about it, about touching it and seeing it. You're engaging two of the senses. My stepdaughter's a huge reader. Like she reads books constantly, and she prefers paper books. She's on her phone all the time. She loves being on her MacBook all the time. She's in college. She's the 21-year-old, but she has a huge collection of books, and she has a Kindle, but she doesn't use it nearly as much as she collects like paper books, right?
Wow, that's cool. Yeah.
It's like she's conquered.
How old is she? Which one is she?
21.
21. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like she's conquered all these books, right? But she wants the paper books because it's a totally different experience when you can touch it and feel it and see it. It
was funny because we picked up because I don't even know if you can get the paper delivered anymore. But I was in Kroger the other day. I got a news journal or something, and I felt really silly at home. I was really enjoying it. Like, my wife, we had parts of it out, and I go, man, I haven't read a paper in like 10 years probably. And this is actually kind of fun. Like, it was.
Yeah, just hold.
I'm like, just touch this thing. Maybe that's what we sell, touches. We touch people.
Yeah, we sell touch. Maybe don't put that one in print.
That one.
Well, that might fit. So, I always say the wrong things. But what happened was we were trying to do a marketing thing for the community. I'm so blessed to have Tom. I don't think you've met Tom. He does our digital stuff and with Reagan and Tommy and Alyssa. And they all support him and do whatever he said. No, I'm kidding. I'm just saying it for Reagan. But anyway, and my wife didn't appreciate it. And I realized when I was on vacation it was. So anyway, I came up with one of the things, right? So we're trying to have a marketing slogan with our local community center. It's a faith-based community center thing. And mine was free Cub hugs. That was what I came because we're Lucas Cubs, and I thought Cub hug sounds kind of cute, like hug people, and maybe promotes hugging or something. But apparently it didn't. We were at McDonald's or something, and I had the free Cub hug shirt on, and my wife's like, "That's not looking good. This looks weird. You walk through the store with a free Cub hug." And I'm like, okay. So Tom came up, belonged to something bigger, and I'm like, man. That's, people have a gift for that, right? Like, we wouldn't do touching for Tom when we say it. We'll see what Tom thinks. But anyway, that's what made me think of it. That free Cub hugs did not go over very well.
Well, and every once in a while you'll have that one that does. I mean, not every idea is going to be a great idea.
It's a tart yogurt.
The tart yogurt. I did talking about how the kids don't have as much to do, this generation right now. I did this, I wanted to have like, kind of an edgy thing with the frozen yogurt.
Oh, gosh.
We did this Froyo after dark. I can't even talk about it without laughing. But we did a whole different logo and everything, and like we would dim the lights and had like
that is
neon
creepy.
stuff.
Yeah, it's starting to get
we
creepy.
had like glow sticks and stuff at the frozen yogurt shop, and the music would change and stuff, and like total flop. I invested like hundreds of dollars in this thing. The logo is really cool. But it was a total
Those
flop.
are my favorite moments, man. When it just doesn't work. Did you see Finding Nemo?
Yeah.
My favorite line I use all the time is "Good feelings gone." Do you remember it when he's down there?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, he's down in Nemo's way down in the dark, deep sea, and it's all dark, and there's that little glowy ball lights up. He's like, I don't know why, but I feel so happy. Well, it goes to your thing, your glow thing. He's like, I just feel so happy. And all of a sudden, that giant monster teeth. And he's like, good feelings gone. And then he takes off.
Okay, yep.
And I always have, the printer might call and say, hey, we lost your mail or going or whatever. I'm like, good feelings gone. Like, that's not good. So I can't help but think, so you were there at night, right? You had this whole promotion. You check it out.
A little bit later, dim those lights. And I was like, this. After a few
and
weeks,
people are just walking out.
No, I mean it didn't increase any business. Like I could just tell the confused look on the people's faces when we would switch over to. I'm like, nobody's
people
here
are walking around with their
this.
light flashlights on their cell phone,
and because the dimmed lights, the people out in the parking lot would drive by and they'd be like, "Are they open?" I see the open sign is lit up, but they look like they're closed. I'm like, this isn't working.
This isn't working.
You have to just know when to cut it loose, and be like.
Usually
okay.
it takes me a couple extra times that I should have known, whether it's a joke or stuff like that. We actually printed those T-shirts up, so I had to get rid of them. So, did you give away a lot of glow sticks after that?
To the employees, yeah. My wife's a teacher. I think she took them to school or something like that.
What class does she teach?
She teaches. Is that?
Oh, that's I guess Reagan's done listening to us.
Oh, I thought my phone was ringing or something.
Okay, well, I guess.
You can keep talking.
Did that go with the conversation, or was there?
There's like a little, like it flows into. Like the out.
We're flowing out.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
This means
is my phone ringing over here?
Yeah.
What is
Do you
that?
mind turning your phone off before you come in for a podcast, Mike? Okay, well, with that, I guess we've heard all the ups and downs, and I don't even know if we talked about any navigating digital. I think we did. We actually talked a lot about marketing here. Usually we talk about everything else. All right, Mike. Okay. Awesome having you here, man. Appreciate you coming out the time. Love the product.
I loved it.
And I got to get cake batter yogurt.
All right.
Over and out.